What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more RE4 gameplay for you. And today we're going to continue our talk about Resident Evil 9 Requiem. That was recently revealed yesterday. I know we're all still very stoic about it. I've had a lot of time to think about this trailer, and I definitely have a lot of things I want to personally talk about. But today we're going to focus on one thing, and that is the character of Alyssa Ashcroft, who is the mother of one of the main characters, Grace Ashcroft. Now, as I said before, I'm still kind of in a state of shock that we actually are referencing and let alone bringing back a character from the Resident Evil Outbreak days. That was not on the bingo card. I know there's probably someone in the world who's like, oh yeah, I predicted this, and kudos to you, but I definitely was not in that small group to predict that, because how could I? I mean, I've already made a whole one and done list of how many people have not come back from Resident Evil after appearing in one or maybe two games. And Alyssa Ashcroft was definitely not on this whole list. And as we have a few images of her from the trailer, split images, mostly when Grace is thinking about the past and what happens. But the big thing with her that was revealed, not just is she the mother of Grace, but that she has unfortunately been dead for 8 years. Not just dead, murdered. And I was thinking, well, damn, that's kind of a little bit of a buzzkill. You bring back a character, so you kind of do something I've been asking a lot for, maybe not this character in particular, but a lot of characters we haven't seen in a while. Just be like, yep, they're already dead. But there's one thing I know about Resident Evil, and there's one thing I know about Capcom, is that not everything is ever what it seems to be, no matter how it's marketed or brought into trailers of the games. So
here's my question.
What if Alyssa's not really dead? One of the weirdest parts about this whole thing is the fact that a lot of people already just believe it. Well, they said it. She's been dead. She's been murdered. It's a closed case. And I'm sitting there thinking, is it? I mean, it's possible they could have, and maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe there's a little copium involved. Who knows? However, I have been a fan of the Resident Evil franchise and have been involved in Capcom for a long time. And if there's one thing I've learned about Capcom Resident Evil, as I said earlier, nothing is what it seems. And a lot of things are marketed to get an emotional reaction. And the weird part about it is like, this isn't even the first time Capcom has done this in Resident Evil. Hell, it's not even the second time that Capcom has done this with Resident Evil, where they basically have had a new Resident Evil game coming out, Mainline 1, and they've advertised the death of a character. Do we forget Resident Evil 5 with Jill Valentine and a gravestone? But maybe if you forgot that, maybe you remember this one, because it was our most recent Mainline entry, where this was basically part of the whole advertisement, as well as the beginning part of the game in Village.
We can just forget about what happened in Louisiana?
It happened so long ago. I don't understand why you are so...
Mia, get down! Mia! Mia, oh God! Chris? What the hell?
Sorry, Ethan.
No! What? Why?
Yeah. And in both those instances, obviously, Jill didn't die in Resident Evil 5, and that wasn't even Mia, but they were advertised as the death of both of those characters. But that's not even the biggest reason why I'm kind of skeptical on Alyssa's death. The other reason is just putting it together and thinking about it logically. Why would you bring back a character like that only to have him already dead? Now, maybe you could make the counter argument, well, they weren't a big major character in terms of like the popular characters. True, but I just find it weird that they just sat there and they thought, let's just bring back this random character and have him already dead and all and stuff. I don't know. And usually when you hear, oh, someone's been murdered, they've been murdered for a long time, and you have to go back to the scene of the crime. And not to mention, we're just going by what the trailer tells us, and a lot of times things are edited and not what they seem. And considering all the other conspiracy theories we have, and not to mention all the other cover-ups that the government has done and various organizations, so would it really be the biggest reach in the world just to be like, hey, something is not what it seems? Not to mention, maybe this is what personally Alyssa wanted. I'm just thinking maybe really way too deep into it. Maybe she just went off the grid, similar to how kind of Chris went rogue and was Hound Wolf Squad and Village. But my point I'm trying to get here is just that if you are going to go that route, I just think it's kind of lame to be like, well, they're already dead, and we're just going to go in the past and relive it. If you're going to kill them, I feel like it's something you would do in the present time, maybe in Alyssa's presence. And maybe they died in Alyssa's presence. We don't know. We're still learning about it as we go along through the game. Because the interesting part is we do see a few clips of Alyssa, fast images in the trailer of her basically going back to the hotel where she supposedly was murdered. And it kind of gives that vibe that, maybe someone was behind her whiff there, and maybe you'll have those lost tape things from Resident Evil 7 where you're reliving the last moments, and maybe that's what they're going for. I understand that, but it's just like, okay, I get that with a brand new character like how they had in Resident Evil 7, those people, but Alyssa Ashcroft is an established character and does have a little bit of a fan base, so I just find it kind of lackluster. It's like, oh, they've been dead for 8 years. As I said before, maybe it's a little bit of hopium, maybe I'm just hoping that they're not, just because I like to see a little bit of them, not their last moments where they're dead that happened 8 years ago. Who knows? And not to mention, Alyssa is a pretty intelligent person, so who knows? Maybe she pulled a hood on them. Who knows? Maybe they legitimately got murdered. I don't know. But what I do know is that I am in right state of mind to question and be a little bit skeptical of it, because you just look at Resident Evil and Capcom's track record. On top of, as I said earlier, nothing is what it seems in Resident Evil. It wouldn't be the most outrageous thing in the world. I mean, we had clone Adas in Resident Evil 6. I mean, we look, supposedly the, not 100% confirmed, but a lot of the models from the BSAA that was used bioorganic weapons that have a similarity to Chris and stuff. So I was thinking like Chris, like it wouldn't be as much of a reach. I think I'm just more surprised that people just accept it. Oh, they said it, they've been dead 8 years, no questions asked, Trust me, there's a lot of questions asked. And unfortunately, and no, actually not unfortunately, but fortunately, we're not going to know until the game comes out, which is a good thing because it keeps a lot of, things that we wonder about and speculate and ponder about. But nonetheless, as I always like to say, that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think Alyssa's supposed death or murder is not what it seems just because of the track record of Capcom doing this before? Also, on top of the fact that it's kind of weird that they would just be like, here's a character we bring back for the first time in 20-some years just to have him already dead. Or maybe you're one of the ones who just believe, hey, it is what it is. It just had to happen. It's a shame, but you know what? That's the Resident Evil world. It is a cruel world. Let me know down in the comment section down below, but thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and also let me know how shocked you were that they actually did an Outbreak reference, and referencing not just the character, but having one of the main characters be related to them. Let me know down below in the comment section, but thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.